always invest with the concept, which is the reality, that all of our companies will get sold in a private transaction, and they will get sold for under $100 million. Now, everyone dreams of sugar plums, including me. You hope you're going to find the next Uber, you're going to find the next Airbnb, you're going to find whatever the company is. But the reality is, if you look at most venture portfolios, besides the ones they close down, there are very, very few companies that get sold for over $100 million. Take a look at what Google buys. Take a look at what Facebook buys. Take a look at what Apple buys. Take a look at all these buyers and look at the values. They're publicly known. You'll find they don't pay huge prices. It's very exceptional. You read about those, but you don't realize you're reading about, out of 5,000 deals, you're reading about 2. So it all affects our psyche, so that if the reality is, now let me tell you, we've had 3 or 4 companies we've sold for $600, $700, $800 million. So it's not that we don't want it to happen, but if your mindset starts out, then I'm going to end up selling this if it works for under $100 million, it affects what valuation you're willing to pay to go in. So I won't say we're cheap, we're very careful about our going in valuations, and we are very careful about not overcapitalizing companies, because you get stuck, and that the economics don't work for the founder, they don't work out to get through the various layers of preferred, and so we don't succeed all the time, and we don't have a rule there. I'm just saying we try. The others are a rule. We never go alone. We never insist on a minimum percentage. We never have a minimum dollar account. That's all. And those are rules. But conceptually, we deal with the reality. We also assume nothing will go public. The truth is, nothing does go public. I mean, think about the unicorns today. Everybody is dreaming about we all want a unicorn. There are 155 unicorns. There were no public offerings in the first quarter this year. I don't know how many there were last year, but they couldn't have been more than 1 or 2. And I don't know if they were unicorns, by the way. You've got now 150 companies that are valued at extraordinary values. How are they going to get liquid? Public market is not very good for IPOs. And I'm talking about this country. I don't know the other countries. And if they think they're going public, which they don't have the opportunity, when you're selling at a $60 billion valuation, there is no M&A transaction. It has to be a public offering. So, or you've got to develop net free cash flow that you can start paying dividends or buying stock or something like that. Otherwise, you're out there. And if you don't have a great record, you can be a unicorn and not have a growth record. You may not be growing anymore 50 or 100% a year. You may be down 10 or 12% like everybody else. The market's not sitting there waiting to take you out. And by the way, you better have 7 quarters ahead that look great, because otherwise there can be a lot of disappointed people and the stock will collapse and you'll be part of the living dead. So we don't count on a public offering. Now, do we hope that maybe that it'll happen? Sure. So far, I said we have 127 companies. We probably, since I started Greycroft in 2006, we probably have done about 200 companies. I'm just guessing, which includes the ones we closed down or losses or we sold for a profit. So we have 200 companies. We haven't had one public offering yet. Now,
and that's the U.S.
What?
And that's in the U.S.
That's in the U.S. Yeah. So, you've got to be realistic, and a lot of venture capitalists are not.